Did I just predict the Bitcoin bottom for 2022? I know a lot of you guys are new to my channel, but 9 months ago, I made this video right here back in January 26, I believe, called The Exact Price Bitcoin Will Bottom for 2022. And in the thumbnails, you guys can see 15,000 right there. Look at that. And in this 12-minute video that I'll leave the link in the description below if you guys want to watch it after, I go in detail on my technical analysis, which I think is very different from others, showing the weekly moving average measurements on my prediction for the Bitcoin bottom back then in January. So it was not some random guess. I literally just looked at the technical analysis for a couple hours and I made that video showing my prediction. And that was not just my only video I made down, but then my next video I made another one also explaining more about that technical analysis. And then 7 months later, okay, I made a video called Why I Believe Bitcoin is Going Under 20K. And you guys got to understand, back then, I would say 80% of the people were still bullish, right? We came down to like 40K, 45K range. And a lot of people were still bullish, still saying that we were going to go over 100K, that this was just a little dip. But me and a couple other few YouTubers were bearish in calling a bear market and also calling for Bitcoin to go below its previous all-time high, which was 20K. And this was a very big thing, the fact that Bitcoin never broke its previous all-time high, which was 20K in 2017. And I clearly went against that, making this video Bitcoin under 20K. Also, towards the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys here my technical analysis update on what I think could happen for Bitcoin. But before that, I just want to share this clip from the video, but let's just take a listen here on what I said. So the 400, if we hit that one, okay, 70 to 60 days, around there. Okay, so it's gonna be longer obviously than the 300 weekly, less than 3 months, 2 months, around there. And the price will be around 12,000. 12,000. That's if we hit the 400. If we hit the 300, which is still, again, like I said, is still a chance, the price will be around $15,000. Okay, which I do think that is going to be the bottom, ranging from $15,000 to $20,000. It wouldn't surprise me if we do go and the bottom is $12,000. But again, $15,000 to $12,000 is not a crazy difference. But I do think $15,000 will be the Bitcoin bottom. And again, most likely, this is all my opinion and my research, we will test the 300. We have to, because we did in the past, okay? Multiple times we did in the past. And the way that the Bitcoin market is going, it just shows you that we are going to test that weekly moving average. My technical analysis was that we have to hit the 300, and voila, look what happened. We didn't just hit the 300, we broke the 300 weekly. And if you guys don't know what this is, okay, it's basically just a MA. It's a weekly MA that is super important in Bitcoin's history. And the reason why, and I also talk about it in the video, okay, this is my famous chart right here. So you can see right here, if you go back here in Bitcoin history, right, we hit the 200 weekly. This was the bottom here back in 2018, which we bounce off, and then we have a bull market to 15,000, right? And then we come back later, right, and then we bottom here on the 300. First time that we go below the 200, we bottom on the 300 back in 2020. Okay, and then we start the bull market, and everybody's like, oh no, we'll never go back into the, the 200, the 300, or even below 20K. But look at this, what happened the last couple of days. We come down, break the 200 weekly, right? Then we come back over it, then we break it again. Then right here, we test it for resistance, and then we get rejected. Then we come back down again, and then look at this. The last couple of days, we broke the 300. We didn't just bounce off of the 300, which was around 18,000 or so. We broke it and we came down to around $15,600, which, like I said in that video, my opinion on the bottom was around 15,000. Now, like I also said in the video, I wouldn't be surprised if we did come to 12,000. And there's a reason why I said that. The reason why I said that was because at that time, okay, the 400 weekly, which is this blue one, was around $12,000. And you guys gotta know, the weekly MAs, they move. They move slowly, but they still move. But at that time, the 400 was around $12,000. Now, currently, right now, it's around $13,591. Okay, and we're currently around 16,824. And I know it's already obvious, but for the people that don't believe in technical analysis and that don't believe these trend lines or these lines have zero connection with the price, literally the last day or so, right, after falling hard to around $15,000, we come back up hard, right, in a big push. And guess where we get rejected? Exactly on the 300 weekly MA, which is this green line right here around $18,000. We get rejected right there. Now we're coming back down a little bit. Now here's my prediction based on the technical analysis for the future. future, okay? Hear me out. And none of this is financial advice, just my opinion. This is only based on what I see here on the charts. I always say this, but trading and looking at technical analysis is a lot simpler than what people make it. A lot of people make it very complicated, but it's really just trying to find patterns in different types of ways. And what I believe can happen is, you guys can see, these are the 3 weeklies, okay? The red one is the 200 weekly, the green one is the 300 weekly, and the blue one is the 400 weekly. Well, going back here in time, okay, back in 2015, Bitcoin bottomed on the 200 weekly, right? Then coming back here, we also bottomed on the 200 weekly back in 2018 bear market. Then fast forward to 2020, right, the C19 scare, which caused this break of the 200 weekly. This was the first time, by the way, that we break the 200 weekly, and we bottom exactly on the 300 weekly around $3,000,854. This was the first time that happened. Then fast forward to today's time, right? We broke the 200 weekly for the second time, which I said would happen. But what's strange is the fact that when we came down to the 300 weekly, we broke it hard. And obviously this is due with the news of FTX and other things happening. But we didn't even bounce off of the 300 weekly, and then when we try to come over it, we get rejected, okay, at $18,000. So to me, that shows a lot of weakness. Again, in a couple days we might break this hard and come over the 300 weekly. But just looking here in the pattern here for Bitcoin's history, what could happen, guys, is we might hit the 400 weekly for the first time ever in Bitcoin's history, which at the moment would be $13,500. Now, 9 months ago, it was around $12,000, which a lot of people are talking about $10K to $12,000. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of buy limits around the 13,600, 13,500 area, because that's exactly where the 400 weekly is at the moment. And just like I said in the video, my opinion was 15K would be the bottom, which at the moment it is the bottom at the current moment. But I also said I would not be surprised if we come to the 400 weekly for the first time, just like we came here to the 300 weekly back in 2020 for the first time, right? So this might happen, especially if we get like more bad news and we keep coming down in the recession and the economy keeps getting worse, then this can definitely happen in my opinion. Again, if you guys haven't watched the video 9 months ago, I'll leave the video in the description below so you guys can check it out. It's definitely one of my proudest videos because I actually used my own technical analysis strategy. Like I didn't copy anybody else. I was just looking at it from my perspective, and I came to that conclusion, which came true a couple days ago when we hit around $15,000. And also, if you guys are interested in joining my trading group, you guys can join in the description below. It's called Invest to Rest Club. And if you guys can't join that, you guys can join my free Telegram called God's Wealth Transfer, which will also be in the pinned comment and description below. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.